Hey everybody on YouTube, Karl Alexander here, and in today's video we're taking a look at the VR title, Space Pirate Trainer. Let's get into it. Space Pirate Trainer is a virtual reality first-person shoot-'em-up game that was released to Steam Early Access on April 5th, 2016 for the HTC Vive VR headset. Developed and published by the indie studio Illusions, the game features fast-paced arcade-style action in a sci-fi inspired environment. The current price is $15. First off, the music is excellent. Its drum and bass tracks by James Marvel fit the gameplay perfectly. The high-tempo, bass-heavy tracks have a modern electronic sound with little hints of 8-bit-like notes. Even though these tracks weren't specifically written for the game, the creators found a great match for its frantic pace. The visuals are some of the most polished for any VR title I've seen. It's not really in the quality of the graphics themselves, it's just got a very cohesive visual style that certainly doesn't have the thrown together quality some other early access titles have. The color palette gives off a cool, futuristic 80s arcade vibe. However, my only complaint is that many visual elements don't stand out. Laser blasts and certain enemy robots can easily blend into the background, which is kind of frustrating. This could have been a move to increase difficulty, but I personally would have preferred more distinct projectile colors. The texture fidelity isn't the best at times, but the game does have options for super sampling that can help. Obviously it's hard to see in the gameplay footage, but high quality textures can often seem blurry and out of focus in the Vive, and in my experience Space Pirate Trainer suffers from this slightly. Performance on my GTX 1070 was a rock solid 90 FPS while playing. Even Valve's The Lab suffers from occasional stutter on my computer, but Space Pirate Trainer holds down 90 FPS without a hitch, and for its visual quality, that's impressive. On a side note, one issue I wish could be remedied is the orientation of the game itself. As you can see from the footage, the Vive cord is constantly in between my legs. Now, this is fine for capturing footage, but to simply turn the game so I could face the other wall would require me to realign my entire VR space through Steam VR. This isn't unique to Space Pirate Trainer, so it may be a limitation of Steam VR's API, but whatever it is, it's annoying. Overall, the presentation and performance are solid. I can't wait for some more environments and enemy models, but if this is all we got, I wouldn't be disappointed. If there's a story to Space Pirate Trainer, I certainly missed it, and honestly that's a good thing. Focus is entirely on fun arcade-style gameplay. The point is to get a high score, that's it. The game turns your Vive controllers into two space blasters that have several modes of fire. You can switch out your blasters for a shield or reflector beam by simply putting your hand behind your head, which is an incredibly satisfying motion. The weapons feel great with the haptic feedback and provide enough variety for many different playstyles. For example, you can use two blasters for max damage and just dodge lasers, or you can use a shield to protect yourself but do less damage. The choice is up to you, and the simple mode switching makes finding your preferred style easy. The actual gameplay, if you can't already tell, is like a shmup in first person. You're fighting floating robots in progressively harder waves to get more points. Along the way there are weapon and environmental power-ups that can help you out, such as a full body shield, rapid fire guns, missile strikes, and more. But the core gameplay here is using your room scale environment to dodge lasers and blow up some robots. Since the game is in VR, looking around and keeping track of which enemies are where is key. However, because the Vive has a limited field of view, it can be tricky keeping track of what's right out of sight, since you will have to physically move your head or body to see. I think some sort of side indicator light would have been useful. At times, getting hit feels like a failure of the hardware and not you, which is frustrating. Getting hit 3 times will kill you and end your turn. As far as I can tell, you can't recoup hits, which really keeps you on your toes. Being killed in the middle of a good run is frustrating, but dodging lasers, destroying robots, and beating your high score feels awesome. When shots come at you, time slows down to give you time to move, so the act of dodging and ducking under shots makes it feel like you're in the Matrix. The game is so intense at times, you really do forget you're in VR. The feeling of presence is one I haven't had in any other title. You simply don't have time to think about your position in real life, which is certainly a good thing for virtual reality. Overall, the gameplay is incredibly fun and surprisingly physical. Back in 2006, people talked about the possibility of the Wii getting us lazy gamers off the couch, but it didn't. Wii Fit was popular for some middle-aged suburban moms, but it wasn't for gamers. This is a game that makes me want to get up and move. Without realizing it, you're getting a workout while you run around your room. You look like an idiot playing the Wii, and the same is true for VR, but at least VR is fun. It may not be what was intended, but it's certainly a good side effect. Space Pirate Trainer is exactly what it needs to be. It's simple, fast-paced, fun, and at times incredibly frustrating. All the hallmarks of a great arcade-style game. This is one of the few VR titles right now that really can't be done without VR. Sure, the concept is about as old as games themselves, but using your body to dodge bullets in first person only works with the sense of 3D you get from VR. As of now, it may be simple and lacking much visual diversity, but it's definitely worth the purchase price. It's a perfect example of playing to VR's strengths. It's interactive, physical, and otherworldly. If you have an HTC Vive, get this game. It probably won't have you playing for hours and hours, but it's just great to pick up and play. Its simple high score based gameplay is the perfect VR analog to a classic arcade cabinet. Out of all the VR titles I've played, this is the first one that just gets everything right. Okay everybody, that was my video for this week. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, I think you know what to do. Leave me a comment in the comments section and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this one in the future. Coming up next week, I'm going to have a video on running my new GTX 1070 on my old Phenom 2 X4 955 Black. We're going to see how a new GPU does with such an old CPU. You know, just for the hell of it. So I hope you stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you then.